From the Streets Newsroom in New York, I'm Jill Malandrino with your weekly recap and your trading week ahead. Joining me this week is David Peltier, Portfolio Manager of Stocks Under 10 and Dividend Stock Advisor. Great having you back in New York, David. Love having guests that make me look smart. Let's take a look at the 5-day on the S&P because, another uptrend week, particularly with the ECB action regarding interest rates. What are your thoughts on that as a portfolio manager?
Well, this was 3 weeks in a row we had of losing weeks in the market, so it's nice to see a reversal there. If anything, there was finally a chance that there were some bargains, that you're starting to see some stocks you could actually buy in the market. So not entirely surprised with some of the action we saw, and it does set up well as the rest of earnings season presses on.
And looking to the week ahead, we have, in addition to a very heavy earnings calendar, this will probably be the busiest week, and next week for that matter, we also have housing data and the FOMC conference on Wednesday. So there's going to be more on the domestic interest rate conversation on this side of the pond. But in addition to that, we also have that commodity trade that is still in place. And that's why I want to focus on two stocks that you focus on for Dividend Stock Advisors. First one, Conoco Phillips, because you know what? Energy here has been actually range-ish over the past 5 trading sessions. But Conoco also has that cash. They're shareholder friendly and they have good assets. Why are you buying it?
Very shareholder friendly, like you said. I think the stock's very attractive here in the low 60s. You're getting a dividend yield that's approaching almost 5% right now. I mean, that's utility worthy right there. So I think it's a very good buy right here. Oil prices have seemed to have stabilized for the time being, but it doesn't matter because Conoco's already kind of built that into their production plans going forward. They will continue to sustain that dividend going forward. And plus, I think you could see the stock go up towards 70 sometime before the end of the year.
Let's look at another dividend yield, AT&T.
Again, talking about utilities, we had earnings from Verizon earlier this week, so there's no surprise that there's increased competition in the wireless space. And this is where these companies really make their bread and butter. It's really where they make their money. But I like the fact that AT&T's dividends almost 5.5%, 6%. It's a full percent more than you're getting out of Verizon right now. Plus you have the kicker of the DirecTV merger kicking in to help them diversify their business going forward and allow them to better grow that dividend.
Well, content is king. But here's a question as a portfolio manager. If yields are attractive and higher, there's a reason why, because the stock price has declined. How is that good?
If anything, when you get a stock to pull back, we look for total return is the focus. We don't want to just get that dividend, whether it's 1%, whether it's 5%. I want to get a total return of 10 to 20% going forward. So anytime you get a good quality name on sale, it's a good buy for both the dividend and the potential price appreciation.
All right, let's wrap it up with the commodity complex. We saw, again, like we were saying earlier, the range in crude right now and gold breaking through that 1300 level. If we take a look at the 5-day charts on crude and gold, again, as a portfolio manager, how are those complexes impacting your investment decisions?
Well, first, gold was in the dumps for a long time. It was nice to see that turn around. And now that you're starting to see oil find some sort of support, to me it's positive, and it's showing a sign that people think the economy is growing again outside of the U.S. It's one thing for the U.S. to be growing, but when nothing else was growing, it was hard to really see support for some of these commodities.
Okay, thanks very much, David. For the Street in New York, I'm Jill Malandrino with your week ahead.